How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and today we are finally doing something to the Jeep that I've been putting off for pretty much ever since I got this thing about a year and a half ago. So we're actually going to be fixing up all the rust on this Jeep, not just like, not just sanding it off and painting it. We're actually going to be like replacing the body panels and stuff like that. So let me get out and show you guys what I'm talking about here. So as you guys know, these old Jeeps are known for having these rust issues, especially back here on the rockers and the rear lower quarter panels back here. So right there, if you guys can see that, that's also a pretty bad spot, as well as the back of the frame right there. So there's the other side. So if we look at the passenger side right over here, it's not as bad as the driver's side, but you can see it definitely is starting to rust there on the bottom. So definitely, like, this side isn't too bad, like I said, but the driver's side is where it's the worst. So right back here, that definitely needs to get fixed up. It's been like that ever since I got it. Actually, whenever I got this Jeep, it wasn't this bad. What happened was I tried to just sand it off and eventually just like poked a hole through it, and you guys know how rust works, it just spreads. So figured it would be time to actually like get this taken care of. Now, I have done a few minor rust repairs to this Jeep before, but nothing actually like replacing a whole body panel. This is what I've done so far, just on the door jambs and the bottom of the doors right here. Seems to be holding up pretty well. Let me show you guys what it used to look like, because I haven't done the back of this driver's door. So if you look at that door jamb right there and compare it to the front, see, the front obviously looks a lot better. And what I did to do this, I have a whole like video tutorial on what I did to fix these door jambs, but I basically just sanded it down with like sandpaper and also like a Dremel tool, and then just primed it and pretty much painted it. So nothing crazy there. I did the same thing with the bottom of the doors right here. You can see the rust is kind of starting to come back. Not sure how visible that is right there, but some spots you can see, like right over here. But yeah, it definitely looks a lot better than it used to. Now it's time to actually fix the real rust problem, which is the rocker panels and the rear lower quarter panels. All right, guys, so we're currently on the way to the shop. We're actually going to be heading to Johnson's Build Customs in Morgantown, West Virginia, to get all this body work done, as well as rust removal. So let's go ahead and talk about what's actually getting done, like all the specifics. So I showed you guys like all the rockers and stuff like that, like all the rusty rockers with the huge hole in the driver's side. So we are actually getting the inner and outer rocker panels replaced on both sides, as well as painted, of course. And then we're also getting the inner and outer rear lower quarter panels replaced on both sides, and as well as paint. After that, we're going to be doing a whole rust removal process, including like getting rid of all the rust on the underbody with a wire brush. And then after that, they're going to be undercoating the whole Jeep with fluid film. So I have heard that using fluid film is a little bit better than using like the rubberized undercoating products, just because it doesn't like trap the moisture in there and cause it to rust even more. One downside to fluid film, I believe you have to do it every year, so it's not like a type of coating that'll just stay on there forever like the rubberized stuff. It's more of like a waxy or an oily film that you have to apply. They usually recommend once a year, usually before winter is when you do it. Yeah, like I said, guys, we are going all out with this rust removal stuff. I've been wanting to do this ever since I got this Jeep. I wasn't expecting there to be this much rust on this thing whenever I got it, and I was told that there was a patch of rust on the driver's side rocker, which there was, and then I started sanding it and poked a huge hole in it, and now it's just getting worse. So, better late than never, I guess, with these rust repairs, but it probably should have been done a lot sooner, or it should have been at least undercoated so it wouldn't happen. But yeah, I'm really glad we're actually going through with this and making it happen. So I'm not sure if they're gonna touch like the door jamb back there, like the rear driver's side door jamb. That's the only part that I haven't gotten to, the only door jamb that I haven't done. So we'll see if they do that. Got a nice Z28 Camaro, I think, right in front of us. I don't know if you guys heard that. It sounded pretty nice. But yeah, I believe that's part of the rocker, like the door jamb, because like I said, we are going to be replacing the whole thing. So I know what you guys are probably wondering, like how much is all of this going to cost? Because body work like this can be really expensive, especially because it includes paint and welding and all that, cutting sheet metal. So yeah, I mean, I will probably go over prices whenever I pick the Jeep up. Obviously right now we're just going to drop it off. So yeah, we'll see what they tell us. I did get an estimate of, I guess I'll just tell you guys right now, $2,400 for all this. You know, replacing all those body panels, removing all the rust from the underbody, undercoating, as well as painting everything. So $2,400 after taxes was the estimate. So hopefully it doesn't go up, because that is already a lot of money. But as I said, the labor is what gets you with the bodywork stuff. And I did post in one of the Facebook groups for XJs. I asked people if $2,400 is too much to spend for all the work that they're doing, and pretty much everybody told me that that price that they gave me, the estimate, that's actually cheap for the amount of labor that they're gonna do, like the amount of work that's being done for that price. So yeah, I guess it's a good price. I've never actually gotten body work done like this, so I just wasn't sure. So I know another thing that you guys probably might be wondering is, you know, like, why wouldn't I just get a new XJ that's rust-free already? I wouldn't have to worry about doing all this. Well, this XJ that I have right here, it's basically like the exact model and color that I wanted to get. It's a 2001, last year that they made them. It's Patriot Blue, my favorite color on these XJs. It's the sport trim, which is also what I wanted. I think it looks the best out of all the trim levels, and it has pretty low mileage. It's 106,000 right now. I got it with 103. So I mean, yeah, it's really not terrible. And I mean, that's the reason I just want to keep this and fix this one up, is because it's exactly what I wanted. These XJs are just getting more and more rare and difficult to find. So I figured I might as well just hold on to this one, since it's the exact spec that I wanted to get, and just continue fixing this one up. All right guys, so we are here at Johnson's Built Customs right here, and we're gonna be dropping off the Jeep, and they said that it should be done in about a week. So I'll update you guys whenever we come to pick it up.
2 weeks later.
All right guys, so we got the Jeep back to the body shop, so let's go over what was done and show you guys what it looks like. So starting off, let me show you guys what the rockers look like here. As you guys remember, there used to be a huge rust hole right over here, and I believe they actually replaced the whole rocker on this side. Now on the passenger side, they did just cut out part of it. I'll show you guys that in a little bit. But right here you can see, this is the old part right over here, and then you can see the new panel starts right over here. So they really did do like the whole rocker panel on this side, which is good. So let me go ahead and open up the door and show you guys what the door jambs look like. All right, so if you go to the front here, you can kind of see the line where they kind of cut out the old metal and put in the new rocker panel right there. So yeah, I mean, if you guys remember, I did do some rust removal from the door jamb here, so they pretty much replaced all of that too, so that's good. And then you can see it goes all the way up to here, and then down right there, and then that's basically where the new rocker panel starts right there. So going over to the back, this part was the only part that I actually didn't get to, like with my own rust removal stuff, just like sanding. So I'm glad they actually removed this whole door jamb along with the rocker panel. I know it's the same thing, but I'm glad they were able to do that whole thing. So one thing I still do want to do, it's pretty simple, but I just want to replace these screws to make them match the front, because I was able to replace these screws as well, this little plastic piece right here, but for some reason I just wasn't able to unscrew these because they're just so rusty, I guess. So I'm hoping that since they were able to get these screws out, it might be a little bit easier for me to get them out now too. But anyways, you guys can see all the way up here, this is where the new panel starts. You can see the line right over there, and you can see it's good as new. And they did do the inner and outer panels, so yeah, you can see that pretty well right there. They got the inside panels right there, and then it meets the outside right here on these pinch welds. So that's a good job right there. And now let me show you guys what the passenger side looks like. So like I said, with the passenger side, they did only do part of it, because the front part of it was pretty good. It wasn't really that rusty. Right here is actually where they made the cut, if you can see that line. So up front, this is the old metal and this is the new. So here you can kind of see like the rust removal that I did. You can kind of see my lines right there, and then their line starts right over here, Goes all the way up here, and then if we go to the back, we can see pretty much they did all the way up to here, which is pretty much the same thing on the other side. So if you guys remember, the passenger side was starting to rust a little bit on the bottom right here, so that's why they decided to go ahead and do just that part of it. So going back to the front here, we can see the bottom, it's not brand new, but it's not terrible. And then you can see right there is the cut, and there's the new metal right there too. So those are the rocker panels. So yeah, good job on that. Definitely looks a whole lot better. And let's move on to the rear lower quarter panels now. So if you guys remember, these rear lower quarter panels were completely rusty. Like this part right here, it didn't even exist pretty much. So you can see the line right up there where they cut and welded. So this rear lower quarter panel actually has two parts to it. I believe the outer panel of this thing was pretty much non-existent too, so it definitely needed to be replaced. So I'm definitely happy about that. Now, one thing to keep in mind with the quarter panels is that the new panels actually do not come with a bracket that is used to hold on the bumper end caps. So they actually just used the ones from the old panels and put them on the new ones because they were still pretty good. They were in good shape, so they just reused those because the new ones did not come with those brackets. And previously, this whole bumper end cap was like really flimsy. I felt like I could pretty much just tear it off, but now it's really solid in there, so that's definitely good. Another thing that they did was, if you look down here, replace the bolt that holds on the bumper end cap to the actual bumper there, and they also put that screw in right there. That actually was non-existent because the bottom part of the quarter panel was not there, so they also added that. Other side is basically the same exact thing. They had to put the bracket on there from the old one. These screws right here, those are all the stock ones, and then they also added this bolt to hold the end cap onto the bumper, and then they also added that right there. There you can see that's what the quarter panel looks like. So obviously it looks a lot better than when it did rusty, obviously. And something else with the rear lower quarter panels is that right over here there was like a hole, since this thing was pretty much completely rusted out. So obviously there's no hole right there anymore. And same thing with the rocker panels. Over on the inside here, it was pretty much just a hole, so fix that up as well. So something else that they did with this whole process was they did some rust removal on the underside, and then they also applied fluid film, which is a wax-based undercoating. So see what that looks like. I think they definitely could have done a little bit of a better job with the rust removal. As you can see right there, there's still a little bit of rust left right there, the back of the frame here. But yeah, you can see the fluid film. They pretty much put the fluid film on the whole underside, everything except for the exhaust, of course. Let's go to the front here, show you guys. You can see it kind of has that wet look. That's the fluid film right there. Because it is an oil-based product or a wax-based film, it's not going to be like, it's not going to look black like the rubberized stuff. I've heard that the rubberized undercoating isn't as good as fluid film, just because it can kind of like trap the moisture inside or like underneath the film and then create more rust, and you won't even be able to see it. So pretty much all together for everything, it was $2,400 like I said in the beginning of this video. So I'm really glad they didn't actually increase the price after actually completing this project. So once again, what they did for this whole thing was the inner and outer rocker panels on both sides, the inner and outer rear lower quarter panels on both sides, painting those panels, and then they also did the rust removal from the underside and then undercoating with fluid film. So all that total was $2,400. Something that I would like to do next, I think, for the whole rust removal thing is get a whole new rear bumper. As you guys can see, there is a good bit of rust on the bumper, and there's actually a pretty good rust patch underneath the bumper end cap right over here. That's what I was told, at least. So it's probably a good idea for me to replace the whole bumper, just get a new one and just get a solid bumper back there. Something else that I forgot to add is that they power washed the whole underside before undercoating it, just to make sure there's no salt or any kind of debris that would cause more rust. Now, the only issue that I have with the Jeep now that I didn't have before is that I kind of get some wheel hop in the steering wheel whenever I turn. So let me show you guys what I mean here. It kind of just feels like I'm stuck in four-wheel drive. I don't know if I am or not, because obviously the transfer case says it's in two-wheel drive, but something that I've heard is that there's a linkage that is easily popped out of place. So I don't know if maybe when they were power washing it, they accidentally popped that linkage out of place. I'm gonna have to get under there and take a look and see what I can find. But anyways, here's what I mean with like the wheel hop. So if I'm going around a turn, you can kind of see it kind of like hops around. It's not doing it too much right now. Usually at higher speeds it does it more, but you can definitely feel it in the steering wheel. And I have tried putting it in and out of four-wheel drive, so if I pull the lever right now, it has that part-time light. That means it's in four-wheel drive. Put it back down, the light went out. So now it should be in two-wheel drive, but it still gets that wheel hop effect. Like if you're in four-wheel drive and you make a turn, the wheel kind of like hops like that whenever you're turning. So I don't know if it actually is stuck in four-wheel drive. I'm gonna have to do a quick test and just try to back up a incline, like a slippery incline, and see if the rear wheels slip or if I can get up it no problem, just to see if it actually is stuck in four-wheel drive or not. Then if I figure out that it is in four-wheel drive and I can't get it out, then I'll probably look for that transfer case linkage that I told you guys about. That Grom gang right there. But yeah, if I figure out that it's in two-wheel drive and it's something else, then I'm really not sure what to look for there. I know some people told me it could be like a bushing maybe, so I'll have to look into that more as well. But I'll definitely keep you guys updated on if I find anything out. Next, I'd like to get a slip yoke eliminator for this thing, just because it does have some slight driveline vibrations, especially at higher speeds. It's only a 3-inch lift on 31-inch tires, so it's nothing terrible, but I do want to get that taken care of. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the kit that Rusty's Off-Road has on their website. It's the Advanced Adapters Slip Yoke Eliminator Kit for the NP231 transfer case, along with a Tom Wood CV drive shaft. So it's probably going to be the next step for this thing. And also, if you guys are still watching this video, I wanted to ask for your opinion. Do you think I should re-gear this Jeep or keep it on the stock gears? Right now, I believe the stock ones are 355, but I know some people have suggested that I should upgrade to like 410s, I think. Just to help with power maybe, and help with that downshifting issue that I've been talking about in previous videos. So let me know down below in the comments if you think I should re-gear this Jeep, and if so, what gears I should get. That's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If you have any questions or video suggestions for videos you guys would like to see in the future, definitely drop those down below in the comments. And if you guys liked this video or found it entertaining, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.